This is my actual front yard, right here in California. And honestly, I was embarrassed every time I pulled into my driveway. This is the same yard, same house, and I did all of this for under $500, using methods that actually work here in California's climate. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I did, step by step, so you can do the same thing to your front yard. Let's get into it. So let me give you a little background. I live here in California, and if you're from here, you already know the challenge. The sun is brutal, water bills are no joke, and keeping a front yard looking good without spending a fortune feels almost impossible. I tried a few things over the years that just didn't work. I bought the wrong plants. I wasted money on stuff that died in 2 weeks because it couldn't handle the California heat. So this year I decided to do it right. I did my research, I picked the right materials and the right plants for this climate, and I put together a budget plan to keep everything under $500. And what you're looking at right now, this whole transformation, I did it right here in my own house. This is not some fake yard. This is my home, my front yard, my actual results. So if you live in California, or honestly anywhere with hot, dry summers, this video is going to save you a lot of money and a lot of frustration. Make sure you watch all the way through because at the end I'm going to show you the full budget breakdown of everything I spent. All right, let's start with idea number 1. Subject 1, mulch is your best friend. All right, the first thing I did, and honestly the thing that made the biggest immediate difference, was mulch. I know, it sounds boring, but hear me out because this single step completely changed how my yard looked. Here in California, mulch does 2 things at the same time. Number 1, it makes your yard look clean, intentional, and put together almost instantly. Number 2, and this is the part people don't talk about enough, it holds moisture in the soil. And when you're dealing with California heat and expensive water bills, that matters a lot. I went to Home Depot and grabbed 10 bags of brown cedar mulch. Each bag was about $4.50. So my total was right around $45. I spread it about 2 to 3 inches thick across all my front flower beds and around the base of my plants and small trees. The transformation was immediate. Like within one afternoon, my yard went from looking neglected to looking like someone actually cares about this property. Now here is the mistake most beginners make. They spread mulch too thin, like 1 inch, and it does nothing. You need at least 2 to 3 inches for it to actually hold moisture and look full and rich. Also, I recommend going with a natural brown or dark brown color. It photographs well, it looks clean, and it complements almost every house color. Red mulch can look a little too bold and fades fast in the California sun. Total cost for this step, $45. Huge impact. Easiest win on this entire list. Subject 2, edge your lawn like a pro. Okay, so this one is my personal favorite tip because it costs almost nothing, but it makes your entire yard look 10 times more expensive and well-maintained. Edging. Clean, sharp, defined edges between your grass and your flower beds, between your lawn and your driveway, between your walkway and the soil. This one thing is the difference between a yard that looks okay and a yard that looks like a professional takes care of it every week. I picked up a basic manual lawn edger from Lowe's for about $25. You can also get a battery-powered one for around $60 if you want to make it easier. I went with the manual one to keep the budget low, and honestly, it works perfectly fine. Here in California, our grass grows pretty aggressively during spring, so I edge about once every 2 weeks, and it stays sharp and clean the whole time. Let me show you what I mean. See that clean line right there between the grass and a mulch bed? That line is everything. Before I edged, the grass was creeping into the flower beds. The border was messy, and the whole yard looked untidy even when the grass was cut. After 1 hour of edging, completely different yard. If you do nothing else from this video, please edge your lawn. It is the most underrated landscaping tip that nobody talks about. $25 and 1 hour of your Saturday, and your yard will look incredible. Running total so far, $70. Subject 3. Choose the right plants for California climate. Now, this is the part where I made mistakes in the past, and I really want to save you from doing the same thing I did. When I first tried to fix my yard a couple of years ago, I went to the nursery and just bought whatever looked pretty. Big, colorful flowers, lush green plants that caught my eye. I spent about $150 on plants. Within 3 weeks, half of them were dead, completely gone, because I had no idea what could actually survive California summers. So this time I did my homework, and I focused only on plants that are drought tolerant and heat resistant. These are plants built for our climate. They look beautiful, they require very little water, and they come back strong every season. Here is exactly what I planted in my front yard. First, lavender. It is purple, it smells amazing, and it thrives in full California sun. A small lavender plant costs about $6 to $8 at most nurseries. Second, I planted rosemary along the border of my front bed. It stays green all year, it handles the heat easily, and honestly it looks very clean and structured. Third, I added a few black-eyed Susans for a pop of yellow color. They are cheerful, easy to grow, and the bees love them. I spent about $85 total on plants, and every single one of them is still alive and thriving. The key rule when shopping for plants in California: look for the words drought tolerant or low water on the label. That label is your best friend. If it doesn't say that, put it back. Running total so far, $155. Subject 4. Upgrade your pathway and entry area. Okay, this is the final idea, and honestly, this one pulls the whole yard together. Because you can have beautiful plants and clean edges and fresh mulch, but if your pathway and entry area look boring or messy, the curb appeal still falls flat. The front pathway is the first thing people see when they walk up to your house. It sets the entire tone, so I wanted mine to look intentional and welcoming without spending a lot of money. Here's what I did. I added stepping stones along the side of my main pathway. Simple flat concrete stepping stones from Home Depot, about $1.50 each. I used 20 of them, which cost me $30 total. I laid them in a gentle curved line through the small grass area next to my main walkway, and it completely changed the look and the flow of the front yard. Second thing I did was add 2 large potted plants on either side of my front door. I used terracotta pots, very California, very clean looking, and planted dwarf bougainvillea in each one. Bougainvillea is perfect for California because it loves the sun, it blooms in bright pink and red, and it is incredibly low maintenance. 2 pots plus the plants cost me about $75 total. Third, I added a small border of white decorative rocks along the base of my front porch. This grounded the entry area and made the whole front of the house look polished and finished. The rocks cost about $25 for 2 bags. So for this section, I spent $130. And the entry area of my house looks completely transformed. Here is the full budget breakdown for everything I did. Mulch, $45. Edging tool, $25. Plants, $85. Stepping stones, $30. Pots and bougainvillea, $75. Decorative rocks, $25. Total, $285. Under $300. Not even close to $500. And my front yard looks like I hired a professional landscaping company to come out and redesign the whole thing. That is the power of doing it yourself with a smart plan. And that's it. That is my complete front yard transformation right here in California for under $300 in 1 weekend of work. Look, you don't need a big budget. You don't need to hire anyone. You just need a simple plan and the right ideas for your climate. Pick one thing from this video and start this weekend. Just one. Maybe it's the mulch. Maybe it's edging your lawn. Start small and build from there. I promise you will be amazed at how fast your yard changes. If this video helped you, please give a thumbs up. It really does help this channel grow. Drop a comment below and tell me which idea you're trying first. I would love to know. Subscribe so you don't miss my next home improvement video. I'll see you there.